So I have a pretty large pin collection that I've acquired over the years. Primarily, I would say from different Kickstarters, from like 2010s ish to like 2020 ish, 2024 maybe. Pins were like one of the reoccurring things I would like back on Kickstarter as like a cool thing for me to show off at conventions. Most of these are enamel pins, so they're heavy metal pins. I had never really like thought about it. I only ever used this bag when I was specifically at conventions. But I never really thought about how much stuff was on the bag pin wise. Long story short, I took all the pins off the bag and then they just ended up sort of in a box. And then because I stopped going to as many conventions, I would still acquire new pins from Kickstarters. The pins would still end up back in that box. I recently discovered like a metal sheet that had turned their pins into magnets. And I was like, oh, that's an amazingly good idea. And so this is me going through the sort of number of pins that I own and picking out a couple of my favorites to put up on this board and like pulling off the original rubber backs that are on some of them and putting on the magnetic backs. Some of these pins were the pins that were on the bag originally that I have now since taken off of the bag. And I just, again, put them in the box because I was going to deal with them later. And that was like 3 years ago. Unfortunately, I realized because I only had, I think, like 34 of the magnetic backs, I could not put all the pins that I wanted up on the board. But I'm not mad with the selection that I have. It does look good. And I am happy with it. I enjoy looking at that. I like that art. And unlike when they were just on my bag, I now can see them and look at them all the time, which brings me like a little spark of joy. I also realized that in that box were a bunch of acrylic keychains, and I might also put those up on my pushpin board. We'll see about that. Anyway, this is what it looks like now. Till next time.